Earth signs, your money forecast for the week of October 2nd through the 6th is represented by the Two of Pentacles. So this is a week where you are having to try to keep those balls in the air, whether that is juggling your multiple obligations or responsibilities or relationships or opportunities, whatever it is you're working, and it hasn't been easy, or it's not going to be easy, especially if we look at that background weather going on in the card. So you're having to navigate some stormy waters, some stormy situations. And for some of you, there's some emotional ups and downs that are going to come with it. It could be ups and downs with your money. And in fact, you may have to be very creative this week, borrowing from one place in your budget and applying it to another. So this is a week that requires flexibility on your part. You may be spread too thin for whatever reason. For others of you, you're focused on getting your goods and services out there and getting an exchange for that. So you're having to skillfully manipulate circumstances this week. And in some cases, you're going to need to make a decision. For some of you, there's some change and movement taking place, whether that's a change in your job or a change of your environment somehow. Some of you may be receiving a gift, but you're having to take on many roles and wear many hats this week. So multitasking is key for you. And it's very possible, though, that you may get some kind of stroke of luck, some kind of financial or legal opportunity that crops up when and where you least expect it. So you're focusing on your priorities, juggling things that are on your agenda. So this could be a week where it's a good time for you to go over your budget, do some review, make some changes, restructure some things that focus on the future and that are going to bring you some long-range benefits. For others of you, you're having to deal with some situations, some constrictions, and you may feel overwhelmed by the complexity of your circumstances. There's some instability, perhaps some wastefulness, or maybe you're disorganized or you're restless for something to happen. You may be faced with some kind of indecision. Perhaps you've mishandled some finances, or someone connected to you has, or something is canceled or postponed, or maybe you've just simply taken on more than you can handle. For some of you, you could be at odds with a partner who is keeping too much control over some joint resources. So this could be a week for you where you may find a means of escape by just, citing some kind of illness, whether it's real or not. You use that as a means to avoid people and situations you don't want to face. So this could be a week where you decide to call in sick. But if you're not realistic about how you're viewing your financial situation this week, you may experience an emotional roller coaster where you feel irritable, depressed, and just very unstable. So the more adaptable you are, the easier and quicker you can adjust to these ups and downs that might otherwise complicate your routine. Now, the underlying influence or the advice: red tape. Finances, a project or pursuit is currently held up due to bureaucratic red tape, issues with authority figures or those in power, and for some of you, government dealings. Now, what's influencing this is this rebirth card, which is comparable to death in the Rider-Waite. So you are undergoing some kind of major life change, and there's an agent of change probably in your life pushing things forward for you. Some of you are trying to wrap up some unfinished business. You're trying to transform a situation. It's time to make some necessary changes and leave your past behind. So you're focused on empowering yourself, renewing something in your life, some kind of transition that may require purging something or revitalizing something. For some of you, you're trying to get past the loss of a former lifestyle that you had, because there could be a change of status, whatever that is. Marriage, divorce, starting or leaving a job, relocating, ending some kind of partnership. But you are shedding something, and whether even that's an attitude that you have, there's some inevitable change. And this is going to be a week where the better the opportunity or the bigger the challenge, your survival instincts are going to kick in, and you're going to make the change and reinvent yourself, because you're not going to want to be in situations anymore that you can't count on, that are not reliable, that are holding you back, that are stagnant, that are confining, that are uncertain, that are, unreliable. You don't want that in your life anymore, because you're very security oriented this week, and you're ready to take on the world, and you're motivated to create your own success. So you're doing whatever is necessary, whether that's ending a partnership or resuming some connection from a long time ago. And this is going to be a week where you are going to multitask. You're going to be flexible to accommodate any kind of change or twist in the road that you hadn't anticipated. Now, for some of you, there's going to be a tendency to stay stuck because you're focused on the past, unpleasant situations, people that let you down. And that's going to create a situation where you make an excuse for not moving further, where you close yourself off to opportunities and connections. So this could be a week where you're too self-contained. You don't want to open yourself to dialogue. You just want to close the door. But if you remain in denial or resistant to changes, they're going to happen anyway. And the longer you resist, the longer something is going to be hanging in limbo. So this is about claiming your personal power, regenerating, because whatever you're facing, whether it's something material, emotional, physical, psychological, legal, whatever it is, you now have that inner reserve to reach the top of the mountain, find a better way, as long as you decide you're ready to make change. When you look at this card, this is like coming out of that dark tunnel, getting to the other side of a situation. And that rabbit speaks to luck, to fertility, prosperity. So for some of you, this may have to do with your vocation, your career, your calling, your mission in life, the spiritual path that you're on, and taking the call for a new direction. So you're trying to rebirth into a life that is more fully authentic to you and who you really are. So you're at a crossroads, and you're having to make a decision that will require you to take a new direction. And you have celebration. Congratulations are in order. You've closed the big deal or landed the big account. Your success has exceeded expectations. So while you may be juggling many things and dealing with some delays or setbacks that connect to bureaucracy or those in authority, it's likely that you have the will and reserve to come on the other side, and you're going to have something to celebrate.